What's up, you guys? It's Matt here. So I have an article here to talk about stimulus today. I wanted to get into the $1,400 when we would receive it, all the different types of information on the $1.9 trillion bill. Now, before I get started, please hit that like button. Also hit the subscribe button for more videos just like this one. And make sure that you get your free stocks with Webull down below. Now, when it comes to stimulus, a lot of people are wondering when we're going to receive this $1,400. Is it going to take as long as last time? And I don't believe it's going to take as long as last time. It took a crazy amount of time last time. I think it was like, 8 months, eight and a half months or something like that. It took a long time to get that money to American people, and people are still not receiving it yet. Even though Biden is working on getting those missing payments out to people, a lot of people have still not received things yet. So people want to know, when am I getting this $1,400? When is it going to be approved? Because even if I didn't get the $600, it's always great to know that more money is coming around the corner. So I'm going to get through this detail, go through what's going on in Congress, what their decisions are, and different situations like that. So let's get into this article here. Your next stimulus check, Congress to speed along $1,400 payments this week. So hopefully that's the truth. Obviously, they're going to try and push as hard as possible. This cat behind me is making a lot of noise. I don't know what she's doing, but she's doing something. What are you doing? Both cats. Anyways, Congress plans to take steps this week towards quickly passing Joe Biden's coronavirus aid proposals, including a third wave of direct relief payments to most Americans. The next batch of stimulus checks would be for $1,400 to top off the $600, which would equal the $2,000, which I still don't get why we're dealing with that, but we are, so we'll leave it how it is. Now that there's a Senate majority in Democrats' favor, now that Biden has a Senate majority, that can make it easier for the new checks to pass, which we covered in the last video, saying that it's very difficult to get things passed with his whole unity speech and trying to unify the country. You want to pass things bipartisan, but you look at it as, Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, a lot of Democrats are like, look, we need to take advantage of this. Let's get it done. It doesn't matter. Let's use budget reconciliation and we can pass this thing. So obviously, that that's a difficult situation, which a lot of people on my videos say, look, we need to just bypass everything because that Republicans are going to shut it down. So why even try? Just go right to the budget reconciliation, get this thing passed. But as you know, Biden announced a $1.9 trillion bill, which will be put through Congress. Who knows if it will change a bit or if everything will pass as is. He says the $600 was not enough that we received the last time, and a lot of people know that. I don't even think that was English. He said that the recent payments of $600 was not enough the last time. So that's why we're receiving the $1,400 or the potential $1,400. You have to choose between paying the rent and putting food on the table, which is 100% true. I've seen people that say, look, I spent the $600 on either bills or I spent the $600 on food because we didn't have any food. So this is going to get me through a couple of months here by spending it sparingly or whatever. And then some people won't spend it because they feel like they're not in a dire situation yet, but they eventually will be, especially if someone did have savings. So as we look at the third stimulus check, talks about the Senate being faced with the impeachment trial, but that's on hold for a couple of weeks. So Biden says the delay will help the new coronavirus aid. And that's hopefully true. With anything that's on hold, which I have talked about in the past with the impeachment trial, I thought that they were going to focus on that, which it seems like they were going to focus on that. But if they're putting it on hold, then we could put this in place and we can get it, passed or, talked about or whatever in the next week. I don't understand why we couldn't do that now. But the Democrats' new majority in the Senate is as thin as it can be, and even a few Democrats may balk at parts of Biden's COVID plan, including his call to raise the federal minimum wage to from $7.25 to $15 per hour. They say that the $1,400 direct payments and the money to vaccine distribution could be pulled out as a separate bill. And that's what a lot of people have been saying. Some people have been saying just the stimulus checks, but stimulus checks and COVID vaccine distribution could be pulled out by themselves to create their own bill, which would be a really good deal because it would get things done for the American people rather than putting all this money elsewhere, especially with the $15 minimum wage out there, which people like me don't support. It depends what the situation is. Through the pandemic, yeah. I mean, the problem is that does that make it easier for companies to just lay people off or fire people because they're getting lack of business anyways? And if they're going to have to pay somebody $15 an hour, they're just going to fire them. I don't know how that's going to go. So we'll see how everything takes place there. But I support $15 an hour for people that have certain types of jobs. But if you work at McDonald's, or if you're a certain age, basically, if you're supporting a family, then yeah, we should do $15 an hour just in the meantime until we figure out a better process. So that's a whole nother discussion, which I have a video on if you want to check that out over on the Perry Experience. If both the House and the Senate are able to approve the stimulus checks early next month, you could receive your check by late February. So looking at all of this, receiving it by late February is not that bad. I would say that I don't understand why we couldn't receive it mid-February. Why, if something gets done this week, we couldn't move into getting those stimulus checks out. You see how fast we got the stimulus checks passed, or not passed, or to people after it was passed. But we have to go through, the House, the Senate. We have to figure out what's actually being taken out of the bill, or if it's all going together, or if you're going to use a budget reconciliation, or if you're going to pass it in a bipartisan bill. Bipartisan bill will probably be better if you just had the stimulus checks and the vaccines, or just the stimulus checks. Whatever you wanted to look at. You could pass more money because some Republicans support that. So you can get the votes that you need in order to pass it bipartisan. But looking at the whole thing, there's a number of people that are just fed up with the time that you spend negotiating this and going back and forth with Republicans. The filibusters from Joe McConnell, filibusters from Mitch McConnell, from other Republicans, basically giving their nod to block it. I don't understand it. People need money, but then they see all of the other portions of the bill and they're like, no, I don't want to deal with this. So it's very tough to take all of this in because we just want the money that we deserve. People want to feed their families. I know you want to feed your families. I know people that really could use this money for, paying bills. I'm happy that student loans are not really a thing until September. Also mortgages and rent, holding off on that. So there's a lot of positives that are happening right now, but people still need money and people are still out of work. Some people went back to work, but they still have all of these bills that racked up and it's just too much to deal with, So hopefully this video gives you some hope because this week we should be talking a lot more about this $1,400 payment, hopefully as a separate bill, because if it is, then that gets passed. We don't have to worry about that. Then we can get into all of the other detail of his bill. So let's try and take it one step at a time, not take one giant leap. You're not going to let everybody walk across this bridge at one time. You're going to take it one step at a time, one person at a time. So hopefully this video lands well with you guys. Make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell for more videos like this one. Also, make sure you check out my free stocks down below with Webull and some of my credit card links. But that's my video, guys. I'm going to get out of here, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.